Sports presents the Toyota Lacrosse Women's Game of the Week. The Penn State University Nittany Lions versus the Loyola College Greyhounds.
It may not be a good day to play two, but we've got two great matchups for you today from Curley Field here at Loyola College. Hi, everybody. Scott Garceau and Keith Mills with you. At 3 o'clock, it's the men, Loyola and Syracuse. But first, Keith, a great women's matchup coming up. Loyola, ranked number 2, undefeated against Penn State in the top 10.
Yeah, a couple of storylines, Scott. One is Loyola College's assault on the number 1 ranking in the country in their quest for a championship. And 2 is their longtime head coach, Diane Akins. She's waited 20 years for this. You'll see her in a wheelchair today because she's battling cancer. But to her, this is her Super Bowl today, Scott, and she can't wait.
And what an inspiration she is to her players. With us, she and Stan Wick, a former All-American at Georgetown, some expert analysts for this game. But how about these teams? How do they match up?
They're great teams. Loyola's having an awesome season, undefeated, ranked 2 in the nation, but Penn State's a great team, and we're going to see some good play out there.
Let's talk about some of Penn State's firepower. Where do they look for their goals?
Number 22, Colleen O'Hara. She's a senior attacker from Ardmore, Pennsylvania. She has 31 points for the season on the strength of 20 goals and 11 assists. O'Hara is a strong one-on-one attacker who has been a 4-year starter and led the Lions in scoring for the past 2 seasons.
Both teams are strong in goal, and Penn State, they've got a super sophomore they're proud of.
They really do. Lee Tortorelli is having a great season. Last year, as a true freshman, Lee set the Penn State record for most saves in a season with 189. This year, the 5'10 sophomore standout and tri-captain holds a 58% save percentage. She anchors the defense and looks to play an active role outside the cage as she is second in team in the ground balls with 21.
Keith, Loyola, noted for their defense, best in the land, but they can score goals, too.
Yes, they can, Scott, despite having lost All-American Stacy Moorlang, who graduated last year, but they returned some firepower, and there's one of them, number 2, Suzanne Eiler, a senior from North Hartford High School, right up in Harford County. She is simply one of the finest players to ever wear the Loyola white and green. She's very versatile, already 24 goals and 6 assists on the year. So wear number 2, and you will see a lot of Suzanne Eiler.
All right, there you have some of the top players in this game.
Yes, Scott, and here's another one, number 16, Marianne Geoffrey. She anchors the defense. Watch her coming in out of the left-hand portion of your screen. She is an athlete. She's from St. Mary's High School in Annapolis, a returning second-team All-American. And look at the stat, 17 calls turnovers. That will make every coach happy. Number 16, Marianne Geoffrey, a tremendous player.
Okay, now we have some of the top players in this game. When we come back, we'll take a look at the Baltimore County Savings Bank keys to the game and the starting lineups right after this.
The Toyota Lacrosse Game of the Week, brought to you by Toyota. Get the feeling, Toyota. Wells Discount Liquors, you'll do well by Wells. And STX, always in the game. You ready? The 2003 NCAA Men's Lacrosse Championships are coming to Baltimore. Enjoy hard-hitting, heart-pounding action as the nation's top Division I, 2, and 3 teams battle for NCAA supremacy. It all happens at Ravens Stadium this Memorial Day weekend, May 24th through the 26th. For tickets, call the Ravens ticket office at 410-261-RAVE or visit lax4baltimore.com for more information. The 2003 NCAA Men's Lacrosse Championships. Be there.
They're high school athletes who score on the field and in the classroom. Watch Prep Profile, Tuesdays at 6 on ABC2 News. Brought to you by Maryland Toyota Dealers.
At Wells Discount Liquors, it's time for our famous 50% off wine sale. Buy 1 bottle of wine, 750 milliliter size, and get a second bottle of the same wine at 1/2 off. No limit. See you this week at Wells.
It's number 2 Loyola against number 9 Penn State. Let's take a look at the starting lineup, starting first with Penn State.
Penn State, on the attack, we've got number 8, Katie Jeske. She's a junior tri-captain from Ellicott City, Maryland, hails from lacrosse powerhouse Mount Hebron, and is also a Girardi candidate. Number 9, Emily Chambers. She scored the winning goal last week in the Lions' upset over UNC. Number 2, Colleen O'Hara, who we mentioned, one of 3 seniors in Penn State star. Number 30, Stephanie Carnolis. She's from Baltimore, Maryland, and went to Parkville High School. On the midfield, number 4, Sherry Maslin, only a freshman from New City, New York, but is second in team in points, only behind O'Hara. Number 12, Kristen Burke. Kristen, she's only a sophomore, another local, as she graduated from Severna Park at 6'1". She's got great height. Number 23, Katie Hartman, junior from Annapolis, Maryland. Look for her quick moves on the offensive end. The defense is anchored by number 7, Kristen Wood, senior tri-captain from Wilton, Connecticut. She's an experienced and vocal leader. Number 14 is Liz Fronde, just a freshman but making a big impact. Liz is also from Mount Hebron High School. Number 19, Jackie Sherman, a junior that makes her presence known by winning draw controls and ground balls. And number 24, Katie Pace, a senior defensive midi who's fast and aggressive. In the goal, again, we have Lee Tortorelli, a senior tri-captain, a strong keeper with great presence.
Sheehan, what kind of pace do you think we're going to see from these teams today?
Both these teams are real up-tempo and aggressive. We're going to have a great matchup out there. They play with a lot of heart and desire, and I think we should see some good things.
A little run and gun, right?
A little run and gun, yeah.
We don't mind that. Keith, how about the Loyola line?
Yeah, I think Loyola would love that kind of game. We'll see the first team attack paced by number 2, Suzanne Eiler. We just mentioned her. She'll start. She's from North Hartford. She'll be flanked by Rachel Shuck from Broadneck and Sydney Green, a freshman from Huntington, New York. First midfield, Suzanne Terrell, Stephanie Walker, Callie Shacklock from Australia, and Christy Caro, junior from Mercy High School. On defense, Jen Albright, Marianne Giaffre, we mentioned her, Tara Singleton, and Courtney Porcelli. And then in the net, we'll see 2 players, Kim Lawton, senior from Severna Park, and Cindy Nicholas, a freshman from Mount Hebron.
All right, the segment where Quint always gives us his insight. Now it's Sheehan with our Baltimore County keys to this game.
2 keys for Penn State. Right now, they need to capitalize on the momentum of the big wins they just had against an upset over UNC. They're clearly the underdog, but if they capitalize on their confidence, they'll see some success. They also got to win the ground balls and draw controls if they want to beat this number 2 Loyola team.
All right, there you have the Baltimore County Savings Bank keys to the game. Let's take a look at Loyola.
Yeah, Scott, you'll see Loyola get the early lead. Don't let this team get confidence and protect their young goalies. They're allowing 5.3 points a game.
We're just about set to go. It's Loyola and Penn State next on 2 Sports.
Teams in the history of college lacrosse. Johns Hopkins. As the Blue Jays take lax to the max, stick to the show that keeps you on the ball. The STX Hopkins Edge, Saturday, April 12th at 12:30, with Keith Mills, Quint Kesnick, and Hopkins coach Dave Petramala. Get the highlights of Hopkins lacrosse. From the locker room to the playing field, the raging rivalries to the game of the week. Watch the STX Hopkins Edge, Saturday, April 12th at 12:30, only on ABC2 Sports.
Every National Lacrosse Association has become one. To bring you a better game, lacrosse. There's no I in the word team, just us. Call U.S. Lacrosse today at 410-235-6882 or visit our website at www.lacrosse.org to join and get Lacrosse Magazine plus many other member benefits for the player, coach, official, and fan. U.S. Lacrosse. Make the team a winner.
We're set to go. Loyola in the white. Stephanie Walker on the draw against Emily Chambers. Penn State in the dark. Loyola and Penn State. Loyola 9-0, Penn State 5-4. Both teams in the top 10. Loyola number 2 and Penn State number 9.
But Scott, this series, Loyola leads 9-7. Last 10 games have been decided by 1 goal 6 times and 9-8 scores 4 times. So expect a close one.
Penn State won this game last year. Loyola on a roll. Sheehan, let's talk quickly a little about the differences between the women's college game and the men's.
There's a lot of difference. The concepts are similar as you want to score, but the women's game relies more on finesse. As you see, they're not wearing any equipment. There's no helmets as in the men's game, and it's really more of a passing finesse type style of game.
Sheehan Stanwyck, a 4-time All-American at Georgetown, with us again to do our color and tell Keith and I what's going on out there, right?
To make sure we don't make him fools of ourselves.
Loyola with a shot on goal, Sydney Green. First shot on goal in the game, but nice stop. And Lee Tortorelli got tested early.
You were talking about her and what kind of year she's having. She proved it right there.
She really did. And last year in the upset win over Loyola, she had a great day in cage. So they're going to look to her to do that again.
Just saw number 32, Scott Christy Caro. Her dad, Bill, assistant coach at Loyola High School in football, as Loyola scores a goal there.
So the Greyhounds off and running. They're on the board first. It's a little one-hopper, and that time Tortellini couldn't come up with a save.
Yeah, Scott, well, see, Talia Shacklock, who is from Australia, Sheehan like Stacey Morlang, and this was just a play, as you see, number 11 right there, Susan Terrell to Shacklock, and that's how you draw it up on the board, huh?
Yeah, it's been great. Loyola's had some real success going hard to go early. They've scored on many of their first possessions, and that's what they need to do to get the momentum going.
Now, we should tell you this, Loyola, the best in the nation defensively. They're only giving up 5.37 goals per game, so stingy on defense, and the ability to score up front with Eiler, Rachel Shuck, Sydney Green, Shacklock, they can get you all kinds of ways.
And Scott, we mentioned Marianne Giaffrey early in the game, and that's what she can do. Clear the ball, great athlete, right? She can really get up and down the field.
She's been tremendous. She's an All-American for Loyola, and you can really see her presence on the defensive end.
Should point out that we don't play quarters as well, right?
No.
2 halves.
Women's game plays 2 halves. There's not as much substitution in the men's game. There is a restraining line you see right now. If you look on the field, there's only 7 players in that attacking end, and they're clearing out for her right now. Oh, and that's another. It just right by the goalie.
Rachel Shuck, the junior from Brodnick, came around the corner, and a crowd cheering the Greyhounds if they put 2 quick ones on the board.
She didn't look like the goalie that time. Toward out there, got screened a little bit.
Screened, and look how she's isolated completely. Loyola did a great job of giving her the nice one-on-one, and I don't even think Lee really saw the ball. See her come around, put her stick down, and it's just right in the goal.
And she's working on the freshman, the outstanding freshman from Mount Hebron, Mary Elizabeth Fronde, and she's as good as they come in this game from a freshman standpoint. But Rachel Shuck, whose sister Leanne was an All-American at Maryland a few years ago, and the former coach down at Brodnick, so Rachel makes her presence felt.
Got a whistle now. Penn State will have possession. Loyola with a quick 2-0 lead here. Just a couple minutes into the game, here come the Nittany Lions.
Oh, that's great.
There's a
That's
shot
a
and
great
a
shot
score. So Penn State comes right back, and they answer Sherry Maslin. She is a super freshman from New City, New York. She has the New York State all-time goal record. She scored 435 goals in high school.
And right now she's only second on the team with points. She just did a great job of answering back. That's what Penn State needs to do. They can't let this Loyola team get a good lead.
Yeah, great feed too from Stephanie Cornolis. She set that up, but the finisher, Sherry Maslin, does what great goal scorers do, and that's put it in the net.
Maslin's 15th goal on the season. The freshman has 19 points, 4 assists to go to that.
And you called it. We're seeing end-to-end action. You said it was going to be up-tempo. Suzanne Isidore, the coach at Penn State, who went to Severn School down in Severna Park, wants to play push up-tempo, and that's what her team is doing. But then again, Loyola likes to do the same thing, right?
Yeah, so it's going to be we should see a lot of goals scored today. As you can see, Loyola is controlling the possession. They've had all the draw controls. Look at she's going.
It's Jen Albright, number 7, Scotty.
Little burst there. Huh?
Absolutely.
Saw the quick explosion from Jen Albright. We should point out Loyola's number 2, but in the poll this week, Loyola won last week.
Yeah.
Maryland jumped them, and they both have 4 first-place votes. Maryland 156 points in the poll. Loyola 155, so it couldn't be any closer.
Yeah, and they'll play each other at the end of the year, so they'll settle it. Yeah. But I was over here at practice yesterday, Scott, talked to Diane Jeppy-Akins, and she was even questioning it. She says, in all my years of coaching, I've never
they went 15-7.
Yeah.
They dropped out from number 1 to number 2.
It's unbelievable, but that's the way the game. That's the way polls go. And as we said, they'll settle it on the field at the end of the year.
Katie Pace hustled it up field for Penn State. They're down a goal, 2-1, early first half. Forget a doubleheader day here on 2 Sports. Big one at 3 o'clock. The Syracuse men in to take on Loyola in the men's game.
Loyola will end this regular season at Maryland on May 3rd, and that should be a shootout down at College Park.
Sheehan, how about Loyola in goal? Kim Lawton will play the first half, and then we'll see Cindy Nicholas in the second half. Those two are 1-2 in the nation right now.
They're doing a great job with really no experience. Loyola lost their All-American keeper, Trish Drabowski, last year. So these 2 goalies are really seeing their first game experience, but having a great season.
And there's a takeaway. Penn State gets possession back. I asked Diane, Keith, you said you talked to her. I said, what's the key? She said, the team that can create the most turnovers will win the game.
Yeah.
Loyola just about created one there.
Good point.
Here we go, 22, Colleen O'Hara. Looking to work the ball. She dropped a defender.
Well, she's getting constant attention too, Shan.
If this was basketball, Loyola would be in trouble because the Penn State girls have about 4 inches at every position, it seems. But it's not basketball. And here come the Greyhounds. Ooh,
nice slash on the leg there.
And
Suzanne Terrell comes up with a nice pass there.
She's going one-on-one.
In on goal, that's number 19, Tara Singleton.
Here's Lee coming out with another ground ball, but a check back.
That was a great save on Talia Shacklock, guys, because she was a arm's length away from the goalie Lee Tortorelli, and she made the save, as you see Rachel Shuck right there. But let's take a look at the save. She doesn't come any better than this. Great feed inside the Shacklock, and Tortorelli gets her, her arm on it or her stick?
It looks like it comes out right off the leg.
Yeah, right off the leg.
She's right off there for the ground ball.
I like Tortorelli's socks.
I was going to say.
Those striped socks look
fashion statement.
There they are.
A little Nike swoosh
Lee
there.
Tortorelli, 5'10" sophomore from Havertown, PA. She had 189 saves, set a freshman record.
Look out, here comes Maslin again.
And a good save. Kim Lawton got down low and just smothered it.
Yeah, point blank shot that time, guys, by Kristen Burke, and Lawton was up for the task. Familiar, if Lawton, the name sounds familiar, Scott, I'm sorry. Her brother Brian was a face-off specialist at UMBC a couple of years ago. Went to Broadneck High School, but Kim went to Serena Park. Their dad is the athletic director at Old Mill. Bruce Lawton does a great job down there with the Patriots program.
You're looking at the bios on girls from both of these teams, Keith. You can see the athletic families, brothers and sisters and football players.
Yeah, tremendous athleticism on the field today.
We'll talk about some of that throughout the game here. Loyola in the white. They've got a 2-1 lead. The Greyhounds trying to go 10-0 on the season.
Here's a freshman coming into goal. Nice one on move.
And Sydney Green, yeah, you mentioned the freshman, Diane raving about her yesterday.
That pass sailed over Suzanne Eiler. Shacklock brings it up top.
Just a sophomore from Victoria, Canada. And of course, Scott, we'll develop the Diane Jeppe-Aiken story. As everyone knows, a 9-year battle with cancer, and she's just been a inspiration to everyone, not only here, but all across the country.
Back in January, she was honored out in California, received the NCAA Inspiration Award. Not only received it now, but it'll be in her name from here forward. So she has been an inspiration, not only here on campus with her players at Loyola, but throughout the nation her story is being told. And there's Diane. We've got a timeout on the field, 22:42 left in the first half. Loyola leads Penn State 2-1. We're back right after this.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Under Armour. The advantage is undeniable.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game. Toyota's nationwide spring sales event continues with values that begin with an all-star lineup of quality Toyota SUVs. Values like 3.9% APR financing up to 5 years on every 2003 Toyota in stock, every gas-thrifty RAV4, every award-winning Highlander, every 8-passenger Sequoia, even the all-new 4Runner, all at 3.9% for 5 years. Don't miss Toyota's nationwide spring sales event, where value begins with quality.
Ladies, you know, the ocean has many voices, and it's saying, why don't you two join this handsome gentleman for a Bud Light? All right, that's what I thought. I gotta try that.
Ladies, it's the ocean, and it's telling me...
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down, make it a Bud Light.
Thanks. Sure.
Planning to sell your home or condo this year? You're probably wondering how much it's worth. You can find out free on the web at housevalues.com. So if you're planning to sell, visit housevalues.com today. That's housevalues.com.
The Advanced Centers for Orthopedic Surgery and Sports Medicine, keeping you in the game.
First half, Loyola leads Penn State 2-1. Loyola in white, and they can't handle that pass.
Different from the men's game. With the women's game, there are no boundaries, so it's whoever gets the closest to the ball. So right there, as the men's game, that would be a turnover.
Yeah. I was ready to go the other way.
Exactly. So it doesn't matter. Even if it's a pass, a shot, whoever's closest to the ball when it goes out of bounds.
Whoever's closest. And I actually like that rule because it really, you know, encourages some hustle. So you'll see players fighting for those extra shots and errant passes.
Rachel Shook working against Fronde again. Fronde from Mount Hebron High School. Maybe she in the premier public school program in the country. Right
yeah,
now.
they've had some real success.
PJ Kesmoto built that program, and they have sustained it. Oh, nice play. Oh.
Saw a shot by Suzanne Eiler.
Suzanne, the leading goal scorer for Loyola, 24 goals coming into this game. So you can watch her. She'll be involved in the offense, an All-American last year. This is Walker. Stephanie Walker spins to the left side.
Coming off a career game, Scott, Stephanie Walker last week, and
got a flag down.
What's that, a penalty?
Flag down. That's called. She's going to get a free position shot. There was a push and a hold cross check. So she'll set up on the 8-meter. Players 4 meters away, and she'll have a free shot to goal.
And there she is, the shot will score. Stephanie Walker with her 15th goal of the year gives Loyola a 3-1 lead.
Really, the goalie really has no chance on that, basically, especially when it's from right directly in front of you.
As an attacker, we like those shots.
Gee, I wonder why.
What's your percentage on something like that, would you say?
I would say you should be scoring on your free position shots, especially the angle she had. She had her right hand stick side up and should have scored. So, you know, she made
took
that
advantage
count.
of it.
Directly, had a whole net to shoot at. Stephanie Walker, sophomore from Baldwinsville, New York, Baker High School.
Just talked about that game she had against Pankey, 5 goals.
Yeah.
This Christy Carroll got another draw. Loyola is just really winning, dominating the draw controls.
Yeah, we talked briefly about Christy from Mercy High School, and she has been a rock for this program. I mentioned her dad at Loyola High School, assisted Joe Bruce for so many years now with Brian Abbott. And he's wearing shorts today, Scott, like he does. It could be 5 degrees out, and Billy Carr is going to be in shorts.
Calvert Hall Loyola game, it was about minus 20 wind chill, and he had him on. So today, he's laying by the pool.
Absolutely. What a huge advocate for local high school sports, too, is the Carro family.
Loyola with possession. They've got a 3-1 lead.
You know, I find it funny, Shan, that Christy was the Suns' offensive player of the year in high school, but now she's a defensive specialist here for Loyola.
It's crazy. Your coach can kind of make you into whatever player she wants, but she's done a great job for Loyola.
Eiler behind the cage. 5'5" senior from North Hartford High School. She's from Street, Maryland, and she has had a brilliant career. She's a captain here for Diane Akins.
She's also one of the 21 players nominated for the Tewaaraton Award, which recognizes the best college athlete in lacrosse.
And speaking of Suzanne, there she is, right on cue, the shot and score from Eiler. And Loyola with 4 players scoring goals, now leading 4-1.
Boy, Shane, you called that one, set that up beautifully. And again, it was the same angle as Walker's goal, right in front, and Tortorelli really has no chance on this one.
You can see the Loyola players cutting right through to give her a nice lane to goal, and she just fires that not stick side low.
Yeah, blazer that just got past Tortorelli, and you mentioned the Tewaaraton Trophy. Scott, we'll see a couple of guys, Michael Powell, Michael Springer, who have a real legitimate chance of winning that in our second game later on as Loyola men play Syracuse.
See the graphic on Suzanne Eiler, 25th goal of the year. What an athlete she was at North Hartford High School. There's Diane.
And you're sticking the ball in the back of the net, and that's the way you're going to win the game. Okay, so you're doing a great job. Continue the intensity and continue working on the things that you're doing, but the possession ball is key right now, okay? So continue to do that.
I'd love to see you guys make sure everyone's on which side they're going. It doesn't matter, I can go either side, but make sure you're all going to the same one. If you isolate like that, it's going to go.
Go to the left. Give me that right. Keep running them in the midfield, guys. Check on impacts if you can. And I'll tell you what, you guys are being patient down there, and the shooting is good. Yeah, the patience. Relax, you guys. The plays are working, so continue to run them, okay?
You know, last thing, let's stay in a permanent eagle on the attack, okay? Which means the adjacents have to get through quicker and be able to pop back to ball, okay?
That last bit of instruction came from Carrie Johnson. She's the associate head coach, has been right at the side of Diane Akins. And then you heard, let's go get 'em, mates, from Stacy Moorlang, right? Stacy, the 3-time All-American, helping out here at Loyola.
One of the greatest players ever. You see the women's top 10, and Scott, you were mentioning Sheehan. Last week at this time, Loyola was 1, Maryland was 2, and Loyola wins 15-7 and drops to 2.
Let's say 1 and 1A there instead of 1 and 2.
Criteria in this sport, let me tell you what. Georgetown 6. I know they're close to your heart.
Yeah, they are. I'd like them a little bit higher, but.
And there he is, the legendary Tom Ryan, the Ryan's Express, one of the great legendary box lacrosse players. Has been
played for the Thunder, right?
Played for the Thunder, and a very loyal assistant to Diane Akins for years.
Oh, Penn State down 3 goals now. They're trying to chip away at this lead.
Scott, you mentioned Kerry Johnson, former All-American here at Loyola College, went to Perry Hall, who was named associate coach. As you see, that shot in the goal there.
That's a strong move inside, set that up.
Definitely. All the focus is on O'Hara. So when she goes hard to cage, all their defenders are going to look at her, and she was able to dump that ball off for a nice shot.
It looked like it was Katie Jeske with the goal. She's from Mount Hebron High School in Ellicott City, but a great feed, Sheehan. You mentioned how she drew the defense. You see number 23 coming over to help out. That's Courtney Porcella. And number 8, Katie Jeske, does not miss that goal.
Well, last year against Loyola in that Penn State win, Katie Jeske had 5 goals, so they know all about her. 32 goals, 7 assists last year. That was her 16th goal this season.
She's also a Tewaaraton candidate. One for Penn State. She's coming up with a draw.
She won 3 straight titles. Keith, you talked about
Absolutely.
them on Hebron program.
And they just refuse to lose, and they have a superstar there, Kristen Wegbo at Hebron now, who's going to Duke, was the Baltimore Sun Athlete of the Year last year in girls sports, and man, they are just a powerhouse. And Suzanne Isidore was telling me earlier, Sheehan, that they have already recruited 3 Hebron players at Penn State for next year, so getting a jump on some of the local schools.
About 19 minutes to play in the first half. College lacrosse doubleheader day here on 2 Sports. Syracuse and Loyola coming up at 3 o'clock on the men's side. There's O'Hara again. Jeske forced outside. Good defense.
We're seeing the complexity of the Penn State offense here. A lot of cutters, some screeners, but great defense that time by Loyola. Jen Albright.
We saw her run early, and here she comes in transition again. She's got Green on the left wing, and there's the pass to Sydney Green, who just missed.
Right there, what happened was you see the Penn State defender came into shooting space. She was in. It was going to be a dangerous shot, so the ref calls it, and again, we'll see another free position shot.
So Sydney Green with the free position.
And she starts early, which...
Now,
that's a false start in the NFL.
That's because the Penn State defender came into her area?
It's called shooting space, which is the call, which means that she's in a direct path between the ball and the goal. So it's a dangerous shot unless she's guarding somewhere else.
Right, good point. Rachel Shuck again, Scotty.
That's her second. Rachel, the junior from Broadneck. 5-2 Greyhounds.
Rachel Shuck is making her presence felt, and she's kind of sneaking around out there.
There was no one on her, no one to be seen.
How can you leave her open? Definitely a breakdown by the Penn State defense.
Mental breakdown.
that Shuck just takes advantage of. The 2000 Anne Arundel County Player of the Year already, Scott, with 2 today, 18 on the year.
We're talking about those athletic families. Rachel Shuck, an example. 3 older sisters. Yeah. 1 played at Delaware and 2 at Maryland. Yeah. So here she is at Loyola.
I'm sure the backyard scrums were pretty competitive in that family. And her older sister, Leanne, coached her at Broadneck High School. So family tree is heavy in the women's lacrosse.
Loyola handles the draw. Make it, take it, right?
Well, you mentioned she in the draws and the loose balls. Loyola is really controlling them. You see their athleticism. In practice yesterday, I was very impressed with their tenacity and their athleticism. Some really good athletes on this team.
Eiler working one-on-one, pass in the middle, and a nice save that time. Tortellini.
That shot was taken by Jen Schuerholz, number 20, and Tortorelli with a big save. Loyola retains possession.
In the timeout, you could hear the Loyola coaches saying they wanted to clear out and actually cut through to give their attackers space to go to goal. So we'll see if they're going to execute that plan.
Aaron pass there and a loose ball, but got a whistle as Eiler picked it up.
What we saw is that the restraining line's right there, and the Loyola defender actually stepped over the line, so that's going to be Penn State possession.
So the Nittany Lions down 3. Penn State on the season 5-4, but they showed what they were capable of in a one-goal loss to Maryland, the #1 team.
Absolutely.
Definitely. They played some, some top teams really tight, but there's a Loyola interception. Great job.
Here's Jacqueline Barone from New Jersey with the steal, and you saw it right there, Scotty. I was watching their defense, 6 players on the midfield, and Penn State unable to penetrate that first line of defense.
You sound like a war correspondent.
You're right.
16 minutes left, first half, 5-2, Loyola on top.
Courtney Perchella cut off that time.
By the way, Diane Akins was honored before the game by the Loyola crew.
Yeah.
Dedicated, what do you call that
team?
You call that a boat?
Skull, I guess. Well,
you never were on the crew team, were you? You hung around with the crew.
I did a story on the crew team, though. Yes, I did.
But a nice ceremony prior to the game is they dedicated the Diane.
You couldn't be on the crew team because it was icy.
We were ice fishing. Oh, there's
save.
Looked like it hit the post.
Little scrum inside.
Jen Sherholz after it in there.
Jen real active, and again, without equipment, I would think there's things to get a little chippy, as they say.
It's definitely a rough game in there, but you look to the refs to call it close so no one gets hurt. But it's definitely, these girls are aggressive, and there's a lot of bumping around going in there.
You're quite familiar with the Jen Sherholz, Scott, right? She went to Falston.
I've watched her since she's about 5.
Absolutely. Is that in? Now the ball is in front of the goal.
Hey, Jen's got a story. We talk about tie-ins and everything. Just looking at the notes, her great-grandfather, William, was a basketball coach at Loyola back in the 30s. And, of course, she's related to John Sherholz, executive with the Atlanta Braves.
Famous family in Baltimore. Dr. Gil Sherholz, John, her granddad. Falston's put out some great athletes, as you know, and she's certainly one of them.
Steve Mull, the kid from Towson.
Absolutely.
I saw he was named freshman of the week in the conference, having a nice year.
How about their win last night? We'll talk about this later, but they blasted Hofstra last night, 15-8. Tony Siemens Tigers have it gone.
Sticks down.
That's what I love. That's the favorite part of the women's game for me.
That's the time. In the women's game,
That's all right. In women's game, you drop the sticks.
You drop the sticks, you can't move on the whistle.
It's like baseball in the 30s. Leave the gloves out in the field.
Suzanne Isidore and her Nittany Lions down 3. Didn't mean to pick you up on that.
If you're planning to purchase a new car, boat, RV, or if you want to make home improvements, Baltimore County Savings Bank can help you make it happen. With a variety of financing plans, we are sure you will find one suited to meet your needs. And as always, we fully explain the loan transaction, so you will know you made the right decision. You'll get more from your bank when you come home to Baltimore County Savings Bank, locally owned and operated, and growing to meet your needs.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game.
Toyota's nationwide spring sales event continues with values that begin with an all-star lineup of quality Toyota trucks. Values like 3.9% APR financing up to 5 years on every 2003 Toyota in stock, 3.9% on every full-size Tundra, including access cabs, 3.9% on every tough Tacoma truck, including all 4x2s and all 4x4s. Don't miss Toyota's nationwide spring sales event, where value begins with quality.
Tax breaks, tax credits, capital gains, deductions. Do you know what to claim on your taxes? Don't get bogged down with lots of questions. Turn to Baltimore Tax Services for answers. For over a decade, TJ has been committed to helping you take charge of your money. As an accountant and chief executive officer, TJ gives you the taxpayer control. Call 410-496-4948 for answers today, or visit us on our website at baltimoretaxservices.com. Baltimore Tax Services, your tax slayer and financial powerhouse.
5-2, Loyola leads 14-14 left in the first half. Scott Garceau, Keith Mills, and Sheehan Stanwyck.
And Paige Bailey right there. Scott, member of the Overly Girls Lacrosse program, went to high school with her mom, Lisa, and her aunt, Colleen, and Tara Singleton, who plays for Loyola. Her mom, Maggie, runs that program, and they're well attended today. So everything's all in the family in lacrosse, Sheehan. There's a connection everywhere.
It's a tight community.
Your brother plays lacrosse over at Boys Latin. And your sister's still down at Georgetown, right?
Another sister, senior at Notre Dame Prep.
They're everywhere.
So you got a lot of games to go to, is what you're saying.
Scott, last year, running the marathon relay, She and her dad are right in front of me. They're running the marathon. I'm running the relay, and they still beat me.
It's that youth, Keith. Loyola patient. Oh, good pass. And a quick stick from Suzanne Eiler. What a nice pass to set that up, Sheehan.
It really was great. You could see Suzanne just kind of setting the ball up, working it around, and then she just takes off, darts to goal, and then is able to get that quick shot off.
And let's take another look at that, Sheehan. Set this up again. Watch the feed.
Sidearm pass. It's a great look. And then Suzanne's able just to fire that low.
One time, Rachel Shook with the feed, but boy, give Eiler credit for squeezing inside and give Rachel Shook credit for seeing her.
She's got some great explosive moves.
Eiler, 2 goals today, 26 on the season. Shuck talked about her being the quarterback.
She really sees the field well and is able to get those tight passes in.
Quarterback, point guard, whatever you want to call it, kind of controls the game and controls the tempo, runs the offense.
Sheehan, is it rare we noticed that the starting lineup, at least, as you see number 33 for Loyola going in on goal, that's Jacqueline Barone. Starting lineup had 3 attackmen, 4 midfielders, 4 defenders. Is that normal, or is it 4-4-3?
Well, typically the way it's set up is you have 3 attackers. In the men's game, they're called crease attackers. And then your midfield unit has about, when you see on the center draw, which is what we call the face-off, is the center draw, you have 5 players, and then your defense, low defenders have about 3.
I got you.
Penn State in a hurry.
Crucial part of the game for them, Scott.
Yeah.
Slipping away, they need a big possession here. First time they've had the ball in about 5 minutes.
It's all been down to our left. 6-2 Loyola on top, first half. 12 and a half minutes left to play in the half.
Mentioned their coach, Suzanne Isidore, graduate of Severn School and was an outstanding player at Penn State, graduated in 1995. And she's expecting, we're told earlier, the former Suzanne Weinberg.
Expecting a win.
Expecting a child and a win. Expecting in July. Her and her husband drove down from Happy Valley today.
Katie Jeske.
Yeah.
That's what she did. Looks like she got hit in the face, actually.
Jeske's second goal.
And she's being issued a yellow card right now. This is what the refs need to do to keep the women's game out of helmets. That was a check to the face, and so number 23, Porcella, will be, actually she has to come out of the game for 2 minutes, but a sub is allowed to come in.
Oh, really? So you won't be.
So you're not short, right?
You're not short.
Interesting.
Carrie Johnson talking down below with
great catch.
Courtney Porcella.
And you saw the stick go to the forehead of Jeske, but a nice feed. And Penn State with a much-needed goal there with 12:07 left. As you see the end of the play, Porcella with the stick to the head, and Jeske with the goal, her second, and a bloody nose to boot. It can be. I tell you, I'm amazed that I'm serious. The youth, particularly youth lacrosse, hasn't gone to helmets in girls. And I'm amazed you guys haven't either.
Well, you know, I don't want to see the game go into helmets, but if the refs call it close, the coaches teach the right concepts, and the players play with some control, I don't think we'll have to see the game go that way.
Okay.
Wow, nice opportunity there. Schuerholz got it to Walker, and they went inside.
We've seen Jacqueline Barone a couple of times in transition.
Right now we have Loyola offside. They only had 3 players back. They need 4, so they're going to move Carreau back to the line, and then Penn State's going to be start the man-up situation.
So they'll play it this way until she crosses the line, or through the whole possession? Until she crosses.
Until she crosses the line. They just have a head start on the possession, so they'll look to take advantage of this fast break.
And that was Christy Caro in pursuit, and man, she was flying at her.
Well, Loyola gets back, sets the defense, so up 3 goals. There's a double team, knock loose. Ooh, wow. Good effort there.
Again, you can see her hustle. They're all running to the ball because it's the first person that gets to it.
And that's Jen Albright against Scott. She's been all over the field.
It's been a track meet for her in the first
Absolutely.
half. Diane Akins likes that, nodding her head. She saw that hustle.
Inside, she is just screaming right now. Her dad, John, constantly by her side at practice yesterday. And look at the hustle from Jen Albright. And you like that, Sheehan?
I do. I think it adds excitement.
Absolutely.
Nice stick by Penn State. This is just back and forth.
It was Kristen Wood who broke up the pass for the Nittany Lions.
And right there you saw a held check. In the women's game, you can't hold the cross down. Your check's got to be quick and
In and out, right?
In and out. So Penn State will restart the fast break.
So that's a serious referee's discretion call there. How long is long?
How long is long?
Wow. Unlike the men, you can keep it down pretty much entire possession.
Pass up top. That's Colleen O'Hara.
Ooh,
Great
dive
face
there.
touch, yeah.
Penn State playing with a little more confidence
Yeah, Scott,
now.
when they get into their offense, they've been successful. They haven't had a chance to get into it a whole lot because of Loyola's defense.
O'Hara with the right-hander upstairs and a goal.
That was great. She had that nice tight cradle in, going in. I think the goalie didn't really even know where it was coming from. She faked a little bit high to the right and then popped it left.
O'Hara had a hat trick against Maryland and 3 assists to go with it. And there's a great angle. You saw her stick it right up in the upper left-hand corner. Top shelf.
That's what she needs to do today.
Oh, that's a good shot. She and
Kim Lawton doesn't have a chance on that shot, right?
Loyola's been giving up just 5 goals a game. Penn State already has 4. We're not yet. We're just at the 10-minute mark of the first half, and have to give Penn State's offense some credit. As I said earlier, when they get settled, they've done some good things.
They really have. They're a disciplined team because it's hard when you're down by a couple goals, not just to rush into goal and make the first shot. But
we need to do it. We cannot have another lapse like we did in the beginning of the game. Okay, control from the very beginning. Okay, no, not every bounce is going to go our way. Okay, but we can't let 2 bounces in a row go the other way. All right. Taking care of every possession, attack, keep them spread out. The farther out you are and the more movement off the ball, the easier it's going to be to create things. Okay, you're going to go into motion S on the way down there, but don't force it. See what else you create off of it. Lots of you have still be moving off the ball on motion S to get the these balls. Okay, working the crease. Okay, hustling back in transition. Okay, get the ball down there and get it down safely. If the fast break is there, take it. All right, come on, everything. Here we go.
Some encouraging words.
Very savvy.
Soft said, but the message was there. Talked a lot about spacing, right, on the offense?
It's really key in the women's game to create space, and you know that's the whole team's job to clear out.
So Suzanne Isidore talking to her Penn State team. They've just scored back-to-back goals for the first time in the game. So this is the first time they've kind of grabbed some momentum. It'd be interesting to see how Loyola deals with this.
And it was important that she emphasized to her team, take control of the ball, because Loyola has been really keying their transition game with the turnover.
So Jacqueline Barone on the draw for Loyola. What's the secret and the strategy on the draw? Is it strength? Is it quickness?
I think it's more quickness. You know, strength matters, but it's really who gets that first flip of the wrist up. And it doesn't matter what side of the field that the draw goes to, it's who ends up with the ball.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. As like the men's game, the wing play on the draw would seem to be real important, closing in and make sure you seal your player off.
Definitely, and a new rule that's been added to the women's game this year is there's only 5 players from each team allowed in the circle. They have now spread that out, so now it's more open, and you can actually see the players going after the ball.
What was it before?
Anyone.
Okay, everybody could get up there. Chambers gives it up.
Yeah, Scott's going to ask Sheehan the evolution of the women's game since maybe you started playing as a kid. It's grown leaps and bounds, is it not?
It's really dramatic. I mean, when I first started playing, everyone was in wooden sticks. That's great.
That's in the goal.
Just trickled in. And Kim Lawton couldn't find it.
No,
there were a lot of bodies in there in front of the crease, and Penn State has scored 3 straight goals to cut the lead to 6-5.
Looks like it was Maslin again, guys. Sherry Maslin with her
Just
second
a freshman,
goal.
Yep.
Now, someone got a piece of that.
Deflected it, yeah.
Let's see who gets a piece of it.
Protecting that stick. Dribbles in. Not really pretty, but who cares? It went in.
May have just
from behind.
Hit Lawton on the hip.
Yeah, the ball was deflected from behind, and Maslin enough strength to carry the shot through. And suddenly, guys, we have a ball game at 6-5 with 9:07 to go.
Draw controls are key. That's huge.
And here comes Penn State looking to tie it up. 9 minutes left first half.
Tough pass there.
Defender got a stick on it, but Penn State controls.
Well, there was some contact in that series. Tara Singleton, number 19, we just mentioned her mom, playing some hounding defense there.
This will be a key possession for Penn State.
Stephanie Kernols.
Now we see that spacing a little bit, Sheehan, and we see the cutting off the ball, screening out front.
Very important.
Remember, this is a Loyola team that averages 5.37 goals against a game, and Penn State with 5 here in the first half.
Yeah, I think Suzanne Isidore has to be ecstatic. The fact she's a goal down and in control of this game right now from where they were about 5-6 minutes ago.
Katie Hartman can't handle it. And here come the Greyhounds.
We see Christy Carrell speeding down the field.
I tell you what, she can fly.
To Sydney Green.
Nice job by the Penn State defense. She's wide open.
And down low for the score, Talia Shacklock.
And I credit Christy Carrell for that. She scooped it up and then said, catch me if you can, and set that whole play up.
Her going hard to goal made all the defense have to focus on her, and then Tally was left open down low.
Great feed also there from Sydney Green. But I agree with you. I thought Penn State did a great job in transition defense to cut the original play off, and then Loyola stuck with the attack, and it ends in a Shacklock goal.
The Aussie with her second goal of the game. It's a 7-5 Loyola lead. We'll return to Curly Field in a minute.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game.
Toyota's nationwide spring sales event continues with values that begin with an all-star lineup of quality Toyota SUVs. Values like 3.9% APR financing up to 5 years on every 2003 Toyota in stock, every gas thrifty RAV4, every award-winning Highlander, every 8-passenger Sequoia, even the all-new 4Runner, all at 3.9% for 5 years. Don't miss Toyota's nationwide spring sales event, where value begins with quality.
Toughest leg of the strongman competition, Norm. The Bud Light Industrial Fridge Pull.
Jim, that's 1,000 pounds of pure hernia that they'll try to drag across.
Sorry to interrupt, Norm, but it looks like a fan from the stands has stolen the Bud Light. Oh! A huge hit from out of nowhere. And this guy's got the foot speed to take this thing all the way. Oh, man! Coming!
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down.
Okay, who's the hero?
Make it a Bud Light.
I guess the biggest difference when we look at the season stats, that goals against, goals allowed 5-3 on the Loyola side. But Penn State already with 5 with 7:50 to play here in the first half. It's a 7-5 Loyola lead. The Greyhounds 9-0 on the year. Penn State 5-4. Penn State ranked number 9. Loyola a very close number 2, just 1 point behind Maryland in the poll. 156 to 155. You don't have a vote in that poll.
I don't have a vote in that one.
You're not guilty.
Look at this.
Right in on goal, and that's a slam dunk for Stephanie Walker. That was just a breakaway. Full head of steam for the sophomore from Baldensville, New York.
Defensive breakdown there, Sheehan, I would think.
I think she just went real hard, and you see her switching hands, going hard to cage, sealing off her defender, and then watch her step movement. She actually steps in the crease.
Ooh,
that actually was a missed call by the ref. Unlike the men's game, you cannot step in the crease until the goal has been called.
Now, number 19 there, Jackie Sherman, looked like she could have stopped her. Yeah, but then she kind of took the pass away instead of cutting off the ball. And the first rule of thumb, as any basketball coach will tell you, a lacrosse coach, stop the ball.
Stop the ball.
So Loyola answers. Remember the 3-goal run from Penn State, but now they've answered with a couple.
Entertaining game here, guys. Real back and forth, a lot of outstanding stick work, intensity. As we mentioned in pregame, this is like the Super Bowl to Diane Akins and the women over here. They've been waiting for a TV game for a couple of years, and they were in practice yesterday, ready to play the game yesterday. They were knocking each other around, and it was intense.
Well, there's a little revenge factor, as last year Penn State upset this Loyola team.
Yes,
so I think they want to prove a point.
They talked about that yesterday.
Penn State won 10-9 a year ago, and Loyola got to whistle off the ball. What do we got here, Sheehan?
It looks like that's going to be a 3 seconds call. As a defender, you're not allowed in that 8-meter scoring area if you're not guarding a person, and it looked like Christy was stuck there. They tapped capitalize on it. That's what you need to do. When these refs make these calls, you got to make them pay.
And also making her pay, Jamie Donahue with the goal, and then she hit the turf.
And that's
she paid
key.
for it.
Yeah, it's really key on these free position shots that you go and you take 1 or 2 steps and make that shot off, because those defenders are just collapsing right on that shooter. Goes in hard, 1-2, and then a shot high. It looks like they're scoring a lot of their goals actually stick side high on Kim Lawton today.
Good point. Obviously, maybe a scouting report thing there, or something they just picked up today, but certainly no coincidence. Jamie Donahue from Upper Dublin High School in Orland, Pennsylvania.
Kim Lawton giving up 5.33 a game. Now has given up 6 here in the first half against Penn State with 6:17 left.
Shane, we see a lot of women in the 2 games and all over the country from the Philadelphia suburbs. That's obviously a big lacrosse area up there, right?
Definitely. It's still, I think most of the players are from the Philadelphia, Baltimore, and New York area, but it's growing by leaps and bounds. And you'll see some top players from areas like Colorado, California. So it's
Australia,
definitely.
Yeah, ask Cindy Timshaw and Diane about that, right?
Shacklock, she's the Aussie, gives it up to Sydney Green.
Sophomore to freshman, got to make Diane and Gary Johnson feel good about the future.
That's like those 2 goalies, freshman and junior too, coming back 1-2 in the nation, the 2 Loyola goalies, and they'll be around next year.
We'll see Cindy Nicholas in the second half.
Oftentimes a 2-headed goalie that's tough. It seems like you want to go with one or the other, but the 2 have worked brilliantly here for Loyola.
Oh, there's Suzanne. She got the loose ball. Oh, she really capitalized on that.
Finishes Suzanne Eiler, her 3rd goal of the game.
Boy, she's proving why she's an All-American, as you see the Overly kids right there. But boy, how does she find the seam in some of these plays here?
She picked up that loose ball and actually had her defender beat by a step. So right when she turned back in, that defender was already on her back. But she is really quick.
Look at the reversal there. And then watch how she splits the seam here. Jeez, without drawing contact. Amazing.
Penn State knows about her. She scored 5 against them last year in that game. Penn State won 10-9, but she had 5 of the 9 Loyola goals in that game.
Every time Penn State answers or makes a run, Loyola answers, and that's a sign of a quality team. 11 straight years, guys, ranked in the top 10 or higher. And that alone is a testament to what these coaches have done here in the last 10, 15 years. Not to mention she and the quality of player that they've put out. Betsy Given, who's here today. Carrie Johnson. I mean, there's just so many great players. Kathleen O'Hara.
Definitely.
O'Hara double team, triple team.
Oh, she got it back. She gets it back. Now she's quick shot. Oh.
And a good save.
Great save. Now she got pushed on that. You can see her down on the ground.
O'Hara hit the deck.
She's going to get a second chance at that.
But so you saw the quickness from Kim Lawton that time.
Definitely. That was a key save, and she'll hope to make a repeat performance right now.
O'Hara trying to shake it off.
She's on the center hash mark, which, you know, as an attacker, you like, she has really got any angle to shoot at.
A chance to cut the lead to 2 goals.
Oh, she makes it count, and that's what she got to do.
Stick side again,
right? Side,
yeah.
Stick side low.
So Colleen O'Hara.
I think the pain's gone now. You get hit in the head, but once you score, that's over.
Penn State refuses to go quietly. We'll take another look at this, and this was just a wicked shot there, huh?
Fires it low hard, and you know.
And the reaction from O'Hara says,
"Oh,
hey, you want a piece of me?" I like the reaction from the Loyola player even better, like smiling at her, like, "What are you doing?" So trash talking has come to women's lacrosse. You know you've arrived when you can do that in a TV game.
I think
she better hope they win.
I think you see that. I think you see that in anything that's competitive, right?
Yeah,
oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
2-goal lead for Loyola. A little over 4 minutes left, first half. Coming up at 3 o'clock, we'll have the men's game. Loyola hosting that powerful Syracuse bunch. Springer and Powell, and they keep coming at you.
Goals, they'll put some pressure on that young Loyola defense. But they have defensive questions of their own, Scott. And that's been one reason why they've lost 2 games this year.
Lost 2 one-goal games. Beat Hopkins by a goal, right? They played a lot of close games.
Absolutely. Suzanne Eiler checking to see what play that the coaches want to run. Less than 4 minutes to go in the half.
Gray afternoon here at Curley Field, but so far kept it relatively dry, and conditions pretty good here. Stephanie Walker with it for Loyola. Pretty good patience here. The Greyhounds running the offense.
Looking to take some time off the clock. I mean, there's really no need to rush this possession.
Hear a lot of communicating and from the benches. That's Walker again with it. Christy Coro. Under 3 minutes.
Nice, and there you go. And then Suzanne Eiler coming off a nice little stack. She's wide open.
That was worth waiting for if you're Loyola. Good patience, and then they finished with a goal.
Definitely, you know, the Loyola team's cutting really hard. I think they're wearing the Penn State defense down. So then when Suzanne's just passing around and comes right off that stack, she just pops it in a nice quick stick.
Well, one of 21 candidates for the Tewaaraton Award, which is basically the Heisman Trophy of college lacrosse, and 4 goals for Suzanne today and 28 on the season.
She's showing that. And then again, Rachel Shuck had the assist on that. So she's great at finding her teammates.
Penn State controls off the draw. It's a 10-7 Loyola lead.
Again, we're going to see another yellow card issued on Suzanne Eiler. So she'll be out for the 2 minutes of the remaining 2:32 left in the half.
So Eiler comes to the near sideline. She's replaced by Tara Singleton. She probably needed a Gatorade break, and she's been scoring 4 goals here.
If you get 2 yellow cards, you're issued a red card, and then you're ejected from the game. So you'll notice a difference in their play once you are
got to back off a little. It's like a basketball player playing with 4 fouls, right?
Definitely, definitely.
Penn State down 3 with possession. This is the freshman Maslin.
Got O'Hara behind the goal. Katie Jeske.
Trying to push it, but nothing there. Good job by the defense. So both teams showing good patience on these last couple of possessions. Under 2 minutes left in the half. Keith's down on the sidelines. We'll be hearing from both coaches at halftime.
They're just going to wait for the opportunity, which I think is smart in this possession. They want to go into half, you know, at least by 2 goals.
And not get sloppy in the meantime and turn it over. Now Loyola forces the pressure, and
this is a scuffle in there.
We saw the ball.
Got to be a call back, yeah.
There were about 6 bodies down, but the ball was still loose. One of the girls has injured her hand down in the bottom of the pile.
Down.
See, there's the ball on the back end of that thing.
Yeah.
Everybody, the pile in front, finally a whistle. Let's see, where's possession going?
It was confusing for us all, and even for the refs. So now they're going to have a throw where they'll take one Penn State and one Loyola player, and then they'll toss the ball up.
So like a jump ball, basically.
Jump ball.
There's the throw.
Oh, body ball. She's letting it play. The ref's letting the play go.
And the Greyhounds control with 1:15 left in the half. See if they can clear. Susan Tyrell with it. Penn State player down. And now into the attack zone.
Oh, it's wide open. Nice cut.
Ooh, good pass. Couldn't quite handle it.
Nice job.
You can see that set up right in front of us here.
Okay, they've got 47 seconds left in the half.
Penn State hustling up. Cherry Maslin and the stick there. Whistle. Still plenty of time to get down. And
again, that was a check into the face, so Christy Coro is going to go 4 meters behind.
30 seconds left first half. Penn State
There with the ball.
That's where they want it. She's trying to muscle in. Flag down.
Yellow flag's up. Again, here she hopes to make a repeat of her last free position shot.
And if you're Loyola, you certainly don't want to give them a free position at this stage,
and
right?
if you look on the right-hand side of the cage, there's a Penn State play. Oh, she makes a count. She had someone open on the other end, but, you know, if you're Colleen O'Hara, you've got to take that shot.
And she finishes. So kind of a costly mistake there. You want to make them earn that goal, not give them a free position, right?
And again, that was to Lawton's stick side. She just fired it right into that post. Right in between there. You saw that space.
And that's the hat trick for Colleen O'Hara. Now has 23 goals on the year. 22 seconds left. Penn State is pulled within 2. Loyola jumped out early. They had a 2-0 lead. They led 4-1. Now it's gone kind of back and forth since. Short runs, right? Nobody's been able to really get anything going. It was a 6-2 Greyhound lead. Penn State ran off 3 goals to get within 1. We got a delay here. The officials coming over to the near side. They're going to check our replay, I think.
I think there might be a debate of when Suzanne Eiler could have actually substituted in. Remember, she got that yellow card and has to be out for 2 full minutes.
Yeah, she was out on the.
I'm on my knees.
And she's getting, it looks like
a red card.
There might be a red card.
And that's an ejection, right?
That's an ejection, and that could be huge.
Keith is down there. Let's see if we can go down to Keith.
Yeah, guys, you hear me?
Yeah, got you, Keith.
Yeah, guys, the referee is asking. Suzanne Eiler just came back in the game, and she received a card a couple of minutes ago. It was a 3-minute penalty, and the referee thinks she may have entered the game too early.
All right, if she did, and it's a red card, that would be a blow for Loyola. Eiler, her leading goal scorer, has already scored 4 goals in this game, and if they lost her, what a setback.
That really is. That will be key. If it's 3 minutes and she was supposed to be out, she definitely entered in too early.
Carrie Johnson talking to the officials right now, the associate coach, and there she is. That's Eiler leaving the field. She had gone out.
She's down in the field.
Carrie Johnson right down in center field. That's Carrie right there.
This is huge. Suzanne is a big leader for this Loyola team, and they really need her presence on the field.
It is a red.
It is a red. So apparently Suzanne Eiler has received a red card for illegal substitution, right?
Yeah.
Let's see if Keith has anything else to add to that, Keith.
Yeah, Scott, that was it. It was just that she entered the game too early, and it's a misconduct penalty, and Suzanne Terrell will take her place, but she will sit out, obviously, through the rest of the half.
But it's not a red card ejection, right, Keith?
No. She's still eligible to play in the second half.
All right. Penn State under 20 seconds left in the half. Left-hand shot.
Great save. Oh, and she answers right back.
O'Hara from a tough angle, and Penn State just charging back, cuts it to 1 with 3 seconds left in the half. How big is that goal?
That is huge, and you can see that team's excited. This is really going to fire this Penn State team up.
O'Hara's 4th goal of the game, so Eiler with 4 for Loyola, and watch the tough angle here.
Great save, a nice pickup, and she just kind of weasels her way in there, and again, a stick-side high shot. Turns back around, her stick's open. That's great.
So Loyola leading the nation with only 5.3 goals against per game. They've given up 9 in the first half. They lead at 10-9.
And again, they went and draw control, but going into the half, 10-9, that is huge for this Penn State team.
So the first half in the books here at Curly Field, as you look at Colleen O'Hara, who had a 4-goal first half. Her and Suzanne Eiler on the Loyola side, each with 4 goals, and this looks like a good one. Let's go down to Keith.
Yeah, with me is Suzanne Isidore. Suzanne, you got to be ecstatic with your team's resiliency. They go up, you come back. They go up, you come back.
It was a good finish. You know, the start of the game, I definitely was a little worried. Our team looked a little scared, and Loyola was taking it to us, but we definitely bounced back and have answered back. Now we've got to take the lead.
What do you tell them right now at the half?
we got to continue what we were doing.
Keep doing what you're doing.
At the end of the half, we definitely have to limit our turnovers because Loyola capitalized every time we turned the ball over. They made us pay for it. So got to take good care of the ball, tighten up on defense, and keep shooting.
Okay, Suzanne, thank you. Her entire family is in the stands. Suzanne Isidore, her Penn State Nittany Lions down 1, 10-9. We'll be back with more right after this.
The Toyota Lacrosse Game of the Week, brought to you by Baltimore County Savings Bank. Come home to Baltimore County Savings Bank. Union Memorial Sports Medicine, outstanding in the field. And Bud Light, make it a Bud Light.
Hi, everybody. Quint Kesnick here. Right now, it's time for our sports medicine tip of the game. We're joined by Dr. Sam Matz. Doctor, knee injuries are a huge concern for young athletes.
Yes, Quint. We're definitely seeing an increase in the number of knee injuries, but prevention's the key. General preseason conditioning and sport-specific injury prevention programs can prevent a lot of these knee injuries.
Today's sports medicine tip of the game was brought to you by the Advanced Centers for Orthopedic Surgery and Sports Medicine, keeping you in the game.
Every year, due to medical malpractice, thousands of babies suffer birth injuries resulting in cerebral palsy, or CP. For a free legal consultation to protect your child, call Science Kirk and Miles at 1-800-CP-ADVICE.
Under Armour. The advantage is undeniable.
An important message to all Americans. If you're eligible to carry a Medicare card, you'll also need to carry this card too. Why? Because Medicare and most Medicare supplements don't offer prescription drug savings, and that's how this People's Prescription Plan card can help. This valuable card can save money on prescriptions for your entire family with no limits on use. You'll also save on many other healthcare essentials, all at over 50,000 locations nationwide. Just show this card for on-the-spot savings with no claim forms. Your whole family's covered for just $7.95 a month, but your first month costs just $2.95, a $5 savings. Your satisfaction is guaranteed or your money back. So if you carry this card, make sure you also carry this card. Call now to get your People's Prescription Plan card today.
Call 1-800-635-4800 for free information on the People's Prescription Plan. That's 1-800-635-4800.
Are you age 65 or older? Reduce your tax bill. Find out how. Call Baltimore Tax Services.
The Toyota Halftime Report is brought to you by Toyota. Get the feeling. Toyota.
And welcome back to halftime here at Curley Field, where the Loyola women lead Penn State 10-9. One clarification we want to mention to you, Suzanne Eiler, number 2, who was taken out of the game because of that confusion on the side, is out for the rest of the game. She will not return in the second half for Loyola. But, even that certainly can't diminish what has been a spectacular day for Diane Jeppe-Akins, the head lacrosse coach for the Loyola women. 9 years ago, she was diagnosed with brain cancer, and she has been fighting a brutal battle against it ever since. But she remains unbelievably upbeat and optimistic, and she remains an inspiration to everyone around her.
It's not about me. It's about building the program, about them playing, whether I was sick or not. You guys are ready for this game? It's opening game. Woo!
She watches her team now from a wheelchair, the result of a brutal 9-year battle with cancer that sometimes knocks Diane Jeppe-Akins down, but has never been able to knock her out.
That's the first words out of my mouth, is if you put more pressure on yourself to win because I'm sick, it's going to blow the whole season. Just keep trusting each other.
And this year's Greyhounds have listened. Since facing off against UMBC back on March 4th, Loyola's rise to number 1 has been a testament to their talent, desire, and dedication, and the unflappable inspiration of their coach.
You have to go up against the best, and you have to be the best in order to get into the tournament, and that makes it exciting to watch, to play, to coach.
A mother of 4, Diane won the first of her 2 National Coach of the Year awards back in 1996, when her youngest daughter, Shannon, was 2. Along the way, there have been 5 trips to the Final Four, 1 to the championship, And now, as she battles for her life, one tribute after another.
I can only hope to be half the person, half the coach, half the inspiration to my players that she has been for me.
Last month, Hopkins coach Janine Tucker, one of her former players, honored Diane along with the faculty at Loyola College. Back in January, she received the National Inspiration Award from the NCAA, while 1 week earlier, she was honored by her peers at the National Lacrosse Convention right here in Baltimore.
I appreciate everybody's comments and you all supporting me, my parents. And I love you all so much. And I'm still going to try to kick every one of your asses. I don't care. I'm sorry the first one has
Our team is certainly inspired by her every single day. As you know, I played at Loyola College and, also played underneath Diane and was inspired and motivated by her.
And she'll never forget the unbelievable outpouring of affection from all of her friends in and out of women's lacrosse.
Lacrosse is so special. I don't care what anybody says, it's a special breed of people, and I'm seeing that now.
What a story, guys. It's hard to put into words what Diane Jeppy Akins has meant to everyone over here. I was with her dad, John, yesterday, said she's underwent nearly 50 radiation treatments, countless surgeries, yet she's still here on the sideline, Scott and Sheehan, battling for her team and battling for her life. What a story.
You're right, Keith. Not only a coach and an inspiration here on campus, but a mother to 4 children, and she's also an advocate speaker to newly diagnosed brain tumor patients. So what a legacy Diane has been on this campus and will continue to be. She and she talked about the lacrosse family, how everybody reached out, and you guys really are a family, right?
Everyone is, and everyone's really affected by her battle, and she's truly remarkable in her person and really just her attitude. I've never seen someone with such a positive attitude to all she's going through.
All right, this week's Union Memorial Sports Medicine Outstanding in the Field Scholar Athlete is Susan Tyrell. Susan is a Loyola College senior majoring in business administration and carrying a 3.39 grade point average. Union Memorial Sports Medicine congratulates Scholar Athlete Susan Tyrell for being outstanding in the field. We're at halftime. Loyola leads Penn State 10-9.
Top teams in the history of college lacrosse. Johns Hopkins. As the Blue Jays take lax to the max, stick to the show that keeps you on the ball. The STX Hopkins Edge, Saturday, April 12th at 12:30 with Keith Mills, Quint Kesnick, and Hopkins coach Dave Petramala. Get the highlights of Hopkins lacrosse. From the locker room to the playing field, the raging rivalries to the game of the week. Watch the STX Hopkins Edge, Saturday, April 12th at 12:30 only on ABC2 Sports.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game.
Toyota's nationwide spring sales event continues with values that begin with an all-star lineup of quality Toyota trucks. Values like 3.9% APR financing up to 5 years on every 2003 Toyota in stock, 3.9% on every full-size Tundra, including access cabs, 3.9% on every tough Tacoma truck, including all 4x2s and all 4x4s. Don't miss Toyota's nationwide spring sales event, where value begins with quality.
When you have money problems, just going to the mailbox can be frightening. The bills and balances keep piling up. You're scared to even look. It's the same when the phone rings. You know it's another creditor, so you're afraid to answer. I don't know how my debt got so out of control. I thought bankruptcy was the only way out. And then I called AmeriDebt and found the answer.
Every day, AmeriDebt helps more people with money problems. We're a nonprofit organization offering free consultations and solutions to consumers seeking to eliminate their debt.
Now I don't have to struggle to keep up my monthly payments, and I won't spend the next 20 years paying off my credit card bills. AmeriDebt contacted my creditors. They were able to get my interest rates reduced, and my payments were almost cut in half. Now my balances are dropping, and I only have one small monthly payment.
Call this number, and in minutes, regardless of your situation, AmeriDebt can help change your financial future.
AmeriDebt gave me my life back.
AmeriDebt, helping America get out of debt.
take a look at the Bud Light halftime highlights. Loyola up 3-1. Suzanne Eiler, 4 goals in the first half before she got the red card.
She had a stellar first half, and just look at her. Her quick moves have really been breaking down that Penn State D. Here you go, Rachel Schuck, who's been a great passer, but then she can score as well on her own.
That made it 5-2, and then the Aussie, Talia Shacklock.
Look at her pass. Talia's got some great presence on the field. Drops her stick low and fires it right by Lee Tortorelli.
And Penn State came charging back behind 4 Colleen O'Hara goals.
Colleen O'Hara really started the charge back from Penn State, and she was able to capitalize on that loose ball and put it in. You can see how fired up she is and the rest of her teammates.
10-9 at the half. Let's go down to Keith.
Yeah, with me, Diane Jeppy Akins. And Diane, you said to me yesterday you wanted to give the fans a good show. This is a great women's lacrosse game, is it not?
I would have to admit that, yes, it's a good game. It's a fast-paced game, and I think it's a good show for women's lacrosse.
What do you have to do in the second half to win it without Suzanne Eiler?
You know what? Without Suzanne Eiler, well, actually, we're pretty deep in the bench, so I'm thinking what we need to do is do exactly what we thought we should need to do coming in, and that is the midfield's going to win or lose this ball game. We need to stop their fast break, and we need to run our fast break, and that's kind of the game plan we had coming in. And that right now they're doing what they need to do, which is they're capitalizing in the midfield, and we're turning the ball over in the midfield. So I think that's what's going to happen.
Okay.
And I think the center draws is key here, too.
Okay, Diane, thank you. Best of luck in the second half. We'll be back with the second half draw right after this.
The Toyota Lacrosse Game of the Week, brought to you by Advanced Centers for Orthopedic Surgery and Sports Medicine, keeping you in the game. Lax 4 Baltimore, the best in college lacrosse, is coming to Baltimore. Log on to lax4baltimore.com. And Under Armour, the advantage is undeniable.
To know what to wear? Forecasting at your front door. Norm's weather at a glance. Every day in the Baltimore Sun.
Under Armour. The advantage is undeniable.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game.
Toyota's nationwide spring sales event continues with values that begin with an all-star lineup of quality Toyota SUVs. Values like 3.9% APR financing up to 5 years on every 2003 Toyota in stock, every Gas Thrifty RAV4, every award-winning Highlander, every 8-passenger Sequoia, even the all-new 4Runner, all at 3.9% for 5 years. Don't miss Toyota's nationwide spring sales event, where value begins with quality.
Thanks for letting me bring Fifi.
Oh, anything for you, baby. I'd give you the moon, the stars, and the ultimate love potion. Ice cold Bud Light.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Don't worry, I got him. Ooh.
Empowerment Temple.
It's time for Resurrection Celebration. Please join Pastor Jamal Harrison Bryant and the Empowerment Temple AME Church family as we celebrate the resurrection of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. This year, we'll be having our Easter service again at the Baltimore Convention Center, Sunday, April 20th at 10 a.m. You don't want to miss it. Come and let us celebrate resurrection.
Looking for love? Want to become a star? Then Destiny calls. ABC needs contestants for The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. Stop by the Coliseum in Cockeysville Thursday, April 10th from 5 to 8 to apply.
Ready to go, second half, 10-9. Loyola leads. The Greyhounds undefeated in the white, but the developing story, of course, they have lost Suzanne Eiler, who had 4 goals in the first half. An illegal substitution. She was red-carded. And so she in the question, where do the Greyhounds turn for that offense without Suzanne Eiler?
I think it's going to be Rachel Schuck. She's been shouldering a lot of the offensive load that Loyola has been doing this year, but she's had a great game so far. I think she'll look to take the leadership role.
It's like Kristen Wood injured and down for Penn State. His training staff heads across the field to tend to her. Let's see what happened here.
Oh, yeah, got nailed.
There's a bump, yeah.
Wow, by Sydney Green. That's a big loss, guys, if she can't go. That's as valuable a defender as Eiler is an offensive player. Oh, man, she took a shot.
She's holding her knee.
And you only hope it's a bruise and not a tear there, but with the turf, you never know. Training staff from Penn State Kristen from Wilton High School, Wilton, Connecticut. Fertile lacrosse area for boys and girls.
While we've got this injury, we're going to take a timeout. Early second half, Loyola on top, 10-9.
Monday on Good Morning Maryland.
Is your money going to be a casualty of the war with Iraq? Find out in our financial report.
And last week was a wild ride in temperatures. What's in store this week? Lexi's back in with your complete forecast.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game.
Toyota's nationwide spring sales event continues with values that begin with an all-star lineup of quality Toyota trucks. Values like 3.9% APR financing up to 5 years on every 2003 Toyota in stock. 3.9% on every full-size Tundra, including access cabs. 3.9% on every tough Tacoma truck, including all 4x2s and all 4x4s. Don't miss Toyota's nationwide spring sales event, where value begins with quality.
If you love Orioles baseball, you'll love this pitch. Call today and get Comcast digital cable with HBO and Cinemax for just $39.95 a month for 3 months, plus 4 free Orioles tickets. Catch every televised O's game this season, and 23 channels of hit movies and award-winning originals on HBO and Cinemax. Call Comcast and get digital cable with HBO and Cinemax for just $39.95 a month for 3 months, plus 4 free Orioles tickets. O's excitement is back. Reserve your seats today.
Under Armour. The advantage is undeniable.
The Advanced Centers for Orthopedic Surgery and Sports Medicine, keeping you in the game.
Kristen Wood jogged off. They're tending to her right now. As we're back to play here, it's a 1-goal Loyola lead.
Sherry Maslin she got crushed. She'll get the ball back.
I guess the fact that Loyola lost Eiler right before the half gave them a chance, at least at halftime, to regroup and figure out how they were going to play without her.
Good point. We'll see what they come up with when they get the ball, but their problem now, Scott, is stopping Penn State. They haven't been able to do that in their half-court set since this game has began.
Keith, when you talked to Diane, she thought the midfield would determine the game.
And she, and I think you said that early in the game, too, that this game will be won on the midfield.
Definitely. And right now, Penn State's coming on strong. You know, it looks like they were a little tentative in the beginning, but they've got the confidence now. O'Hara's on fire.
Got a shot off there, and then she hit the deck.
And Scott, Cindy Nicholas now in goal. We mentioned the two-headed goalie monster. Kim Lawton played the first half. Nicholas, a freshman from Mount Hebron, in the game now.
This first possession on goal is going to be really key. Who scores? You know, Loyola wants to have it the first goal, and obviously so does Penn State. This will be set the tone.
How'd you like to be the #1 goalie in the nation? You don't get to start. Come in at halftime, right?
Wow. At least you have a chance to really gauge what they're trying to do.
Yeah, Cindy's 5.2 goals against average, the best in the country, 68% save percentage.
And as I said from Hebron, you know, they could have an alumni game today in this very field with all the Hebron players, Fronde and Nicholas.
Penn State looking to tie the game for the first time today. Loyola scored the first 2 goals of the game and jumped out front 4-1. Penn State has battled back. Now they've got a chance to tie. Men's lacrosse coming up later this afternoon, right here on 2 Sports at 3 o'clock. Syracuse and the Loyola men here on the turf at Curley.
Always great to see Syracuse, Scott. I like John Desko. I love watching them play. Defending national champs.
Again, Sherry Maslin just dodged in, and she caught Marianne Geoffrey in shooting space. So that's going to set her up at the 8-meter. Once again, this is going to be first shot on the cage.
Maslin with a chance to tie the game here. The freshman, the all-time leading scorer in New York in high school, and a save, like a kick save out of there. So Nicholas,
nice feed.
Oh, there you go.
And now we're tied up.
That was a great feed, guys, from Emily Chambers, number 9. She set up that play, Sheehan, by scooping up the rebound and finding the cutter. Outstanding play.
Definitely. You see, after the kick save, kind of the defense resettled, and then they were able to take advantage of that.
Trying to catch the number as to who scored. Well, look at the feed there. It looks like it's got an 18 or 12. Kristen Burke, maybe?
Yeah, Kristen Burke, the 6'1 sophomore from Severna Park. That's her 50th
And there we go,
goal.
tied for the first time in the game.
But give credit to Emily Chambers, the sophomore attack person for Penn State, and she comes up with a big feed there, and Jen Albright comes the other way, and the crowd here is almost stunned, Scott, as to what's happened in Sheehan. This game was in control of Loyola midway through the first half, and now it's deadlocked at 10. Mentioned earlier, guys, that Bill Tierney, the outstanding coach of Princeton University men's team, is here. His daughter, a member of the Loyola College lacrosse team, Brianne Tierney, a freshman. And Bill taking in.
I bet you she's well coached. Oh, Stephanie Walker with a nice spin move back to the left side and puts it home. So Loyola answers a big goal there as their 4-goal lead had disappeared, and Walker scores.
Definitely. You're going to see her go in right-handed. She makes a quick roll dodge, and then she's able to have her whole left-hand side open.
Yeah, great play. Not bad defense by Emily Chambers, but just a great move. Chambers is thinking she's going right-handed. Did you see her put the stick up?
All right-handed, and then right when she switches left, she fires that shot off before there's anyone that can actually even stop her.
Yeah, great.
So the hat trick for Stephanie Walker.
I guess you have scouting reports as to right-handed, left-handed in this game, like any game, and it looked like that time the scouting report that Chambers had was right-handed, and she ducked left-handed.
And here comes Christy Carroll.
Big play. Boy, I like Christy Carroll. Man, she makes things happen.
Shacklock on the wing.
She finds the open player, and she gets the ball where it has to be. There's Rachel Shuck, who Sheehan said, look out for her this half. But, of course, if I'm Suzanne Isidore, I'm making sure she doesn't beat me.
Yeah, well, she's got a nice roll dodge in. Oh,
Ooh.
Good job by that defender keeping her out. It was a low-angle shot.
And good job by number 11, Susan Terrell, for backing it up. Susan from Archbishop Spalding High School, grew up in Crofton. So many great high school players produced by the local schools, and we're seeing a lot of them here. You went to Notre Dame Prep, your sister's still there. It's just what a great area for girls lacrosse, boys lacrosse for that matter.
Definitely.
What was it like playing lacrosse in your backyard? I guess there were some games, huh?
You always had someone to play catch with.
Did you have a field? Did your parents build you a field back there with some nets and stuff?
Close.
Rachel Shuck up top to Walker. Stephanie Walker just gave them the lead on that last goal, 11-10 Loyola. This is Sydney Green trying to find some space, double team. Now she's got a gap.
Oh, and that was a great check.
From behind, yes, fantastic play.
This is Jen Sherhole. She flips it over to Shuck.
And that was Fronde with the near steal.
Oh, nice flip pass.
And it does get in.
It does.
Talia Shacklock. They ran a little stack.
Ramos actually came out, and you got to love that pass that came from Shuck. You just see her drop her stick, and she flips it up there, and then the, attacker coming in was.
Let's take another look at that as a well set up goal, and Loyola with a 2-goal lead now.
There's Fronde with the strip from behind.
Great check. See Shuck, see her stick. She just flops it up there, and then she is able to just bounce that ball right in.
Just kind of redirected it, right?
Tortorelli with really no chance on that one. Boy, the Australia women in this game, when we saw them, Jen Adams at Maryland, Stacey Moorlang, they know where the goal is, do they not?
Great goal by Talia.
Did you play with any Australians at Georgetown?
We didn't have any, no.
Yeah. Maryland had them all.
Yeah. I didn't like playing against them.
I can imagine. I remember that legendary game you guys played at.
Look out. Ooh. Shacklock cutting the goal.
A couple of years ago for the championship, that was just one of the greatest games I've ever seen in any sport.
Oh.
Good job by Rachel Shuck.
Rachel Shuck, great job in there. She's really stepping up.
And even a better pass.
Oh.
Just missed Shacklock. Jen Sherholes fires and a good save.
Great point-blank save.
And you saw Fronde tip it right back to Tortorelli. Some great communication there, but boy, end-to-end action. If you're a connoisseur of women's lacrosse, Jen, you gotta love this thing.
You really do. This is a great competition out here.
Here's the freshman Maslin. Seen some good play from her for Penn State.
And it looks like, Sheehan, that the Penn State coaching staff spent a lot of time at halftime working on their clears and how to strategically beat the Loyola pressure.
I think they really need to. I mean, possession's key, as you heard the coaches say. Here we go, Colleen O'Hara in. Shot goes wide, and the Loyola player's actually closest, so that's actually a turnover.
O'Hara frustrated with that sequence, but well, she's done her share today already.
You do, and you got to shoot to score, so I would keep her going.
Absolutely, yeah. You can't tell her score not to shoot, right?
Yeah.
You got to, hey, your first priority is to get the shot on goal and worry about where everybody else is later.
Spoken by a true attacker.
Yes. I would hate to be the coach to tell you not to shoot.
Geoffrey coming off.
And we'll see if that could be a big loss, like Kristen Wood. And also, Scott, Emily Chambers is on the training table for Penn State. She's getting some treatment. So Wood, Chambers out, Geoffrey and Eiler out. So a lot of firepower for both teams on the bench right now.
She might have just been cramping up a little bit.
Yeah,
Looks like she's holding her hamstring.
Yeah. You know, even on a cool day, if you don't rehydrate yourself, you're going to cramp up. Look at Jen Albright. She weaves and dodges.
Running away from people, but look out.
Oh, from behind.
She gets it back.
Now, Sheehan, why wasn't that an illegal check?
That was quick enough, and away from the body, not dangerous. So that's fine.
Looked like she hit her from behind.
The behind is fine.
Okay.
23 minutes left in the game. Loyola with a 2-goal lead.
Oh, she dodges right through that. Great job by Pachella.
Courtney's sister Kristen, a assistant coach with Carrie Johnson and Diane Akins.
Here's Walker, one-on-one.
Oh, she's rolling.
Dropped down, but just missed wide left.
And I thought Tortelli read that real well. She saw her drop down and immediately went to the far side. From Haverstown, Pennsylvania.
They're going to take their time on this clear, make sure that it's a good possession.
Some quickness there, Katie Pace.
Boy. The need for speed in this game is crucial.
Here's Burke. 6'1" sophomore.
A wise move, I think, guys, for Penn State. They've had a lot of success. The end of the first half, end of the second in their set offense, and now they get set again. Let's see if Loyola can stop them.
Penn State traditionally had some great teams, 5 national championships, heavy traffic there. 90 All-Americans have played at Penn State, 5 national championship teams.
Yeah, Scotty, this is the team that's, boy, they go after the best. They play one of the toughest schedules in the country, and they don't duck anyone. And when you're going to play a team like this, you better come to play, as we're seeing today.
And Maryland found that out. They lost. Penn State lost a 1-goal game to Maryland, of course, the perennial power in women's college lacrosse. Here's Burke cutting.
Sheehan, what did them not winning the championship last year mean to college lacrosse?
I think everyone was happy.
It was hope, right? It meant hope.
But for once, Maryland was defeated. But
it's like the Yankees going down last year.
Yeah, they've really come back this year and started to make a point that they're not the same team as they were last year, and they're going to go out there and challenge for the national championship once again. I still don't think they're getting any more fans. Everyone's still like a new number 1, but they're a great team.
Great hard shot too. Katie Jeske put it on goal.
Cindy Nicholas 2 for 2 in her save chances so far, guys.
And not easy saves.
No, not at all.
Nothing routine about those.
Jen Albright to Shacklock, and now
she tried to get it to Stephanie Walker.
Jen Schuerholz there to back that up. The big possession here now for both teams. A 3-goal margin with 20 minutes to go looks awfully enticing if you're Loyola right now.
There's the quarterback, Rachel Shuck, kind of checking traffic.
She was hurt 2 years ago, Scott. She still has 3 years to play here.
Yeah, she's a junior.
Yeah, academically, but 2 after this year.
2 after this year,
3 counting this year.
It's a great defensive play by Penn State. They really forced a low angle shot, and Tortorelli was right there to make the save.
Time of the game, of course, where maybe fatigue might set in. But right now you see number 24, not Petite Katie Pace ripping it up.
She's flying around.
Wow.
So is Kristen Burke.
Wide.
She gets those long legs moving. Look out. There's some good defense and a little too aggressive. Jen Albright.
That's a cross check. That's really becoming all too frequent in the women's game, and that's going to be called for a free position.
She had good position, right? Yeah.
She had good position. You can't do that cross check, a forceful push out. Since she wasn't actually in the scoring area, she's going to be on the 12 meter, so that's not a really great place to shoot from. So she'll set that up.
Kim Lawton and Kristen Burke, high school teammates at Severna Park.
Now Kristen Burke tying her shoes. Play on.
Absolutely. Played for Karen Peterson down in Severna Park, and again a powerhouse down in Anne Arundel County Public School.
We're in the second half. We point out the women's game, not quarters, two halves.
Oh, that was great. Real pretty.
Got the cutter, and Penn State comes back with a goal. Lauren Bryant, I believe. Yeah. Number 2.
And a great Scott, the great setup. It's Wood.
Right by Colleen O'Hara. You get all the attention's on her. She's been their goal producer. So the defense will shift, everyone's looking, and then she can just dump that cross crease, and a great shot in.
Yeah, I was going to say Kristen O'Hara would rather score that goal, but hey, she found the Bryant cutting, and like great scores.
First goal of the season, that's great.
Yeah, like great scores do. She made the pass, and credit that to O'Hara.
She's a freshman, and she'll have that memory for a long time, right?
So, Sheehan, you mentioned the takeaway at the other end. What could have been a 3-goal lead is now back to 1.
Back to 1. You got to make smart shots when it comes to this close to the game.
Penn State refuses to go away.
Courtney Porcella comes up top. Tyrell with it. Loyola had a 10-9 lead at the half. Penn State scored the first goal in the second half, the only time we've been tied in this game. And now it's a 1-goal Loyola lead. Both teams ranked in the top 10. Loyola number 2, Penn State number 9. Penn State stay in this area. They play at Hopkins Monday afternoon, 4 o'clock game.
Oh, that's
Katie Pace again coming out.
Great shot. Speedy move. This is starting fast break with her speed.
Got from behind.
She has Jeske on the left side.
Finds O'Hara. Great double team by Loyola. They were hot on the pursuit.
And here come the Greyhounds in transition.
Great speed of her.
Tara Singleton on the run, back and forth. Here we go.
See the athleticism now.
Come on, Tanya.
Teams flying up and down the field.
Tara Singleton, like Christy Cora, went to Mercy High School, and boy, what a high school team they must have had.
Rachel Shuck now setting things up, get the players in the right position and run the offense. Shuck behind the cage.
Go! Good one!
Mentioned Christy Caro. She has the ball right there.
Come on, Brown! Come on, Brown! Let's do it! Do it, Brown!
Guys, they worked on this yesterday in practice. The 2 players in front of the goal, interchanging, screening off of each other, but Penn State has seen it before.
Jen Sherholz shot to score. Jenny Sherholz puts one in and the lead up to 2. You just got to step on the defense
and that's all you need. And then
good
you have,
explosion.
like Keith said, you have those 2 players in the center, and they're taking away the attention and occupying the goalie's focus. So she was able to get right in there.
Jen's 3rd goal on the year, her 5th point.
The dodge in the women's game so crucial, and here ducks her shoulder and finds a little bit of space, and that's a well-executed play by Jen Sherholz, who's really played well today, Scott.
Yep. Used her speed that time, got a step and finished.
16:29 left to go in the game, and I tell you what, Loyola keeps doing what they have to do to maintain that margin.
And they win the draw.
Big draw there.
And a push, I believe.
Sheehan, how many timeouts are teams allowed? Do you know?
I think it's 2.5.
2.5? There goes Shacklock in on goal.
Oh, you know, she did a great job.
She looked them off.
She looked them off like she was going to pass, and then she just fired that low. She really only had a couple inches of space to work with.
It's almost like a no-look pass. She's kind of gliding and then turned it on and had the angle.
Yeah, that's as good as fake as ever. So she comes right in there, see her eyes change, and then she just goes right low. See that right between her foot and the post.
Yep, excellent decision on the fake and the shot. Shacklock from Victoria, Australia, just a sophomore.
She had that big goal in that overtime win over Princeton, scored 55 seconds in overtime, and that's really what got this season rolling big time for Loyola.
Propelled them to #1 in the following week's rankings, and have since dropped to 2. But well, that was a huge win, maybe the biggest in program history, other than when they beat Maryland a few years ago.
Shacklock now with 4 goals for the Greyhounds. They get a chance to open up a little space here if they can convert on this possession.
Loyola's been to 5 Final Fours. The last 2001 coming up in just about an hour and a half from now. We'll have Syracuse and Loyola, the men. Syracuse ranked 4. Big game for Loyola, Scott. Really a crucial game for them.
You know what,
Keith?
Keith?
To make the tournament.
They played pretty well after they got off to that disastrous start last week.
Is that a goal? Yeah, it is.
It does get in.
You can see her strength and power just pull through there and make that hard shot off the crossbar.
Jacqueline Barone, the junior from Maplewood, New Jersey.
Watch her strength. She just goes right by that defender. Hard left-hand shot.
With a fake. Number 19, Jackie Sherman. Watch the fake right there. Sherman goes for it. And a little late coming over is Stephanie Cornoles.
She kind of rattled that one, didn't she?
Yeah.
Right post, left post. So Loyola now up 4. We'll take a timeout.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game.
Toyota's nationwide spring sales event continues with values that begin with an all-star lineup of quality Toyota SUVs. Values like 3.9% APR financing up to 5 years on every 2003 Toyota in stock, every gas thrifty RAV4, every award-winning Highlander, every 8-passenger Sequoia, even the all-new 4Runner, all at 3.9% for 5 years. Don't miss Toyota's nationwide spring sales event, where value begins with quality.
If you love Orioles baseball, you'll love this pitch. Connect with Comcast high-speed internet and receive your first 30 days free, a free self-installation kit, and 4 free Orioles tickets. With Comcast high-speed internet, you're constantly connected. Download O's highlights, order tickets and team gear, and upload photos at blazing fast speed. Order now and get your first 30 days free, a free self-installation kit, and 4 free Orioles tickets. O's excitement is back. Reserve your seats today.
As you enter Ferncraft Furniture's first floor, you'll be shocked that we have so much beautiful furniture at incredible prices. Then, as you go up to our second floor, your jaw will drop at our huge selection of over 90 sofas. On the third floor, you'll stand in disbelief as you see 60 bedrooms and Sealy Posturepedic bedding. Coming to the fourth floor and seeing our 40 elegant dining rooms, you'll realize Ferncraft has the greatest selection and lowest prices in Baltimore.
FanCam is brought to you by Towson University Athletics. Catch the Tigers in action this lacrosse season. For tickets, log on to TowsonTigers.com or call 410-704-2244. Some of the fans here on a damp afternoon at Curley Field. Loyola on top 15-11. Penn State tied it at 10 early in the second half, and Loyola scored 5 of the next 6 goals.
And we saw number 22's mom. Number 22 for Penn State is Chrissy McNew, who went to Annapolis High School down in Anne Arundel County. And her mom, a ton, Scott, of parents from Penn State players here today, parents and friends, including Suzanne Isidore's entire family. I think everyone she's ever grown up with is here.
That's a closer trip than going up to the mountains. A lot of these kids are from the Baltimore, Annapolis area, from Penn State as well. Hang on. Loyola.
I stand corrected. 22 for Loyola is Christy McNew. 22 for Penn State is Colleen O'Hara, who's had a big game. She's from Almore, Pennsylvania, not far from here. I'm sure Christy McNew's parents glad we gave her a plug, though.
I'm sure she's proud of her. Sydney Green gets stripped.
Look at that Loyola defense. They want that ball back.
They just converged, don't they, Sheehan? Wow.
Nearly forced a turnover, but Penn State will retain possession.
What do you equate it to other teams? When Maryland was at the height of their power, did they have that same kind? We saw them a couple of years. Did they have that same kind of ball-hawking defense that just was unrelentless?
They really were unrelentless. They always had great players, great coaching staff. Gary Gait brought a ton to that program, and Cindy Timshaw's done a great job there. And, you know, they just had that will to win and never gave up. And I think just the confidence of knowing how to do it.
Well, very impressed with Loyola, Scott. Every time Penn State has knocked on the door, they tied it at 10, and they've ripped off 5 of the next 6 goals. So you have to, a lot of young players on Loyola, but you have to really admire their tenacity.
Well, they could have been shaken too after losing Eiler, their All-American captain, with an illegal substitution. She got a red card, if you weren't with us, right before the half. Had 4 goals in this game, and she got red carded, unable to play. There's a quick stick and a score. So a nice job by Penn State. Kristen Burke, the sophomore from Severna Park, with the score.
Burke is having a field day as well. And again, Sheehan, Penn State refuses to go away. Again, the great entry pass.
They needed this goal. I mean, they tied it up to 3 goals. They still need to keep going hard. But look at this, Pat. Right in, Kristen Burke fires it.
Yeah, Katie Jeske with the assist. And we've heard a lot of that tandem today. Burke and Jeske, 2 goals for Burke. Jeske has a couple of assists. She's happy.
Scoreboard's working overtime. 27 goals in the game. Says something about Penn State's offense. Loyola's only allowed 5.37 goals a game coming in. Here come the Greyhounds.
Great save.
Stephanie Walker gets knocked to the turf. Here comes Penn State. Good pass.
13 minutes to go. Penn State on the move. Well, nice defense by Caro there. It looked like she had a momentum and a step, and Caro cut her off.
Cut her off, and then she'll get put behind, actually, because that was a check to the head. So it'll give them more of a fast break, and they'll look to take advantage of this.
But one thing about it, it also set up Loyola's defense, though.
It definitely gives you time to react.
Cindy Nicholas in goal for Loyola. Kim Lawton went the first half. These two ranked 1-2 in the nation in goal against average and save percentage.
It's really amazing because they both have had pretty much no game experience, with Nicholas being a freshman and Lawton playing behind Trish Dabrowski, All-American, for the past couple of years. So they've really stepped up.
Penn State in the dark. They're down 3 goals, 15-12.
O'Hare's calling to move that ball around.
Looks like Loyola has kind of denied her possessions, at least inside O'Hare. The last few possessions.
Oh,
there's a good opportunity.
They got it right back.
Jeske right on the doorstep.
Nice pass. Wow, what a feed to Shacklock. And that was number 19. Tara Singleton made that pass, guys, upfield. Great vision.
Pass to the cutting Jen Scherholz, not quite clicking, and Penn State back in possession.
Back in. It looks like Penn State may have to mix up their shots. Those high shots were working, but they're not now. Here we go. Sherry Maslin, the freshman, finds Burke, put it low. Nice. And that's what she needs to do. I think they're recognizing that those high shots aren't going to work anymore on this goalie.
She listened to you well, Sheehan. Let's check this out again. It's started with the save.
Yeah, this is the save by...
save on the other end, okay.
Nicholas with the save, Scott, and then the clear. And at the other end, though, boy, as you said, Sheehan, as a goal scorer, you said, shoot it low, shoot it low. She heard you. But Maslin sets it up with the great feed. You know what I like that Maslin did, Sheehan, is she didn't force the pass. She waited for Burke to get a couple of steps ahead of the defense and then just fed it right to her.
And that's really so key, because it's so hard when you're running down the field. If you make it a second late, you could totally miss that opportunity. And Maslin really set that up well, so Kristen had a great shot on goal.
It's a 2-goal lead, 15-13. Kristen Burke, you see her work today, 3 goals, 17 on the season, and that one of her easier goals on the year.
That was great. She just scored 2 in a row, so she's a go-to player right now.
Yes, we need to make our possessions count. Okay?
Penn State with 3 unanswered goals. There's their head coach, Suzanne Isidore.
They have to shoot through the because we are working for simple shots. Okay? Then you have got to see that cage. Okay, 21 shots, 13 goals. It That's the best we've ever shot, so we need to shoot more. Who's going to work?
Let's go. Every single loose ball. Every single loose ball you go for, like it's relaxed. Colleen, did you have something? We're going to work on that. We run blue this time. Let's go.
Hey, if you haven't taped today's game, don't worry. Inside Lacrosse has you covered. To reserve a copy, go to www.insidelacrosse.com or call 410-583-8180. Inside Lacrosse, where players, coaches, and fans turn when knowledge is the name of the game. Well, you heard Coach Isidore say 21 shots, 13 goals. We just got to shoot more.
Shot. It's hard to improve on that stat. You see the Penn State fans right there.
Waving that Nittany Lion flag down below us there.
Joe Paterno would be proud.
Not sure Joe Pa's here today, but you know he's pulling for the Penn State girls. Over on the Loyola side, they're trying to get some of that momentum back. They're up a pair. Go Hounds, yeah. Loyola, of course, with their loyal fans here. Men's game coming up on 2 Sports. It's a doubleheader day. Got Syracuse and Loyola men coming up at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Hope you'll be with us for that one.
You know, Syracuse will come with their offensive guns blazing. Scott, Loyola will try to settle them or slow them down a little bit.
It fit right into this game. They score about 15 a game, right?
Yes, indeed.
Big draw here. Loyola with a 2-goal lead. Pretty good battle ball, still loose, and Penn State had it. When it's loose again, we got a whistle.
This is key. Penn State keeps clawing back, but they have not been able to gain the lead. So we'll see what happens in this possession.
Penn State had it tied at 10, and Loyola ripped off 5 of the next 6 goals. Penn State with 3 unanswered now to make it 15-13.
And that spacing that Suzanne Isidore talked about early in the game is, you can really see it here.
You know, they're setting up something different. There's a couple players behind the goal working around.
Cutting off of each other and literally running in circles now.
Burke back to O'Hare.
Interesting play there.
Oh.
Ooh, inside. That was Katie Hartman.
Great defensive check. Loyola gets that ball back.
I like that offensive possession there. He had a lot of movement, a lot of things, and snuck the player right underneath.
In and out, right?
Yeah. Nicholas will now set her clear here.
She's a 5'2" freshman. He talked about Mount Hebron. Came out of that program.
Porchella making another.
Oh, what a great check. She just waited for that right stick to be presented. She took that right back. That was great by Penn State. They'll look to go back on the offensive end.
Yeah, Katie Hartman with the steal. Lauren Bryan with the run. She's already scored her first career goal.
And a little hopper there.
Boy, she's added a lot of fire to this game, Scott. Lauren Bryan.
Yeah.
The freshman.
We're under 10 minutes left in the game now. 15-13. That's Colleen O'Hare, leading scorer for Penn State.
Interesting now. She in the last possession, they started from out top. Now they're starting from inverting behind the net. Showing off their playbook a little bit for us here. How many plays did you have at Georgetown?
We actually weren't that much of a play team. We did a lot, but a lot
of improvising.
I like the improvisation. I think that's the illegal pick call, which will be Loyola now starts the fast break.
Tough time for that call.
Jacqueline Barone brings it up. Stephanie Walker charging upfield with Burke getting back on defense.
Wow.
Tough angled shot there.
Needed to go low there, Shan.
Left-handed low.
I thought
change your angle.
Might have been better even to go around the net. Looks like she was really defended well. Just run some clock off and set your offense here.
Definitely. With Loyola being up by 2 goals, they don't need to get this Penn State easy turnovers.
And if she goes left hand there, improves her angle a lot.
By a ton.
Yeah.
Katie Jeske.
Jeske and Burke and O'Hara really played well for Penn State on the offensive end.
If Penn State scores the next goal, they tighten the noose. They're back within 1. If Loyola gets the next one, then they're up 3 and time becomes a factor. So the next goal, very important in this game.
Next goal wins?
Yeah. Quint's not here.
Yeah, right.
Yet.
You don't make those kind of